Next slide, Measure BB bond, issued 148 million. All of you, if you live within the boundary of Hacienda Puente, if you own a home, or even if you rent a home, your homeowner is paying property taxes. The property tax bill looks like the one on the right-hand bottom. And if you look at your property tax bill, you can pull it up on your computer if you have access, and the property tax bill is coming due 10th of March and not 10th of April if you want to delay, but the 10th of April is the second installment due. On the property tax bill, you will see a section where it says Unified Schools. That's the top half. That's the property tax you are paying to repay the Measure BB property tax. If you are living in some other school district, you are paying the property tax for that school district. There's a community college, that's for Mount Sac Community College you are paying. We are going to pay about 266 million back to the investors who invested $148 million. It's a lot of money because 160 million, but it's a loan of 30 years. You are paying the loan over the 30 years period. That rate is 2.5 to 4.4. We got it pretty cheap because we issued the loan and we have a good rating in our school district. We are AA rating. If you want to issue the bond now, you are looking at somewhere around 6% interest rates. So instead of $266 million repayment, we are looking at about $300. So the taxpayers would have been on the hook for $300 million repayment. So we issued at a good time. We have a good credit rating because we are fiscally solvent, fiscally stable. Wedgeworth Elementary. This was the school that was built in 1960s, all portables. And I have looked at in research some of the board docs. The school was promised at some point of time that we will move them to a permanent structure. Okay? It didn't happen for the first 40, 45 years, but at some point of time, the board decided, yes, it's time to build a permanent structure. The board approved the plan and issued what we call loan. And it's called, technical term is Certificate of Participation, is the term that's made on the board, COP we call it. Certificate of, it's a loan that we borrowed $55 million on that loan to build Wedgeworth property. We are going to pay back about $74 million in the next 24 years. Okay, so we are going to pay 74. The project is going to cost 55. That's the cost of the building. That is scheduled to open August of this year. It's almost completely built now, about 95-96% built. The rate of interest we are paying is 3 to 4%. If we had borrowed it today, it would be 6%, and that total refunding amount instead of 74 million would have been $90 million. Okay, so it's just a perspective. We are providing them with a permanent structure because those 24, 25 portable buildings, they have come to their end of life. I have personally visited those buildings. We would have to rip out and provide a new portable or something. There have been several discussions. Why not move them to another schools? I mean, those are discussions beyond my level. Those were decisions that are being made by the board. A lot of questions have come up. Where are the students of Wedgeworth coming from? And I said, okay, I'll find out. So yesterday I looked at the student data. A lot of things have come up. Hey, most of the students at Wedgeworth is coming from outside the district. That's not so. 650 students, 211 students come from their attendance boundaries. Most of the students come from neighboring school attendance boundaries. Cedar Lane, Mesa Robles. 60 students come from out of the school district. West Covina, Baldwin Park, Bassett Unified, and Whittier, those kind of neighboring school district. When 60 students come in, it gives us about $900,000. So the school is getting $900,000 from those students that are coming from out of school district If they didn't come, we wouldn't have got that money. But there is also a corresponding expense. And I have kind of provided where the students are coming from. You know what's amazing? Students are coming as far from Wing Lane, those kind of boundaries. So it tells me parents, if they want to have their kids educated at Wedgeworth, they will provide, that we don't provide transportation. They drop this. Next slide. This certificate of participation is nothing new because the district has used that instrument for La Puente High School kitchen, all the high school track and field projects earlier. That COP of $30 million was issued back in 2015. It funded the high school tracks at Workman High School, at Las Altas High School and Wilson High School, and it also funded the La Puente pool and kitchen that we completed about 2 years back. Okay, we are paying about $4 million more, $36 million. It's a short-term loan, about 9 years. The rate of interest was higher because back in 2013-14 when we issued, the interest rate was higher. So 5% was a significantly higher rate compared to the other COP. Workman High School football stadium, that we are funding from our own fund primarily. So it's a $22 million project, $18 million for the stadium, about $4 million for the track lights, which they don't have lights over the tracks. It's a safety issue, a safety wall, and also a shade structure. That will be the phase 2 of the project. It's opening in December 2025. We will have a full stadium with light, football stadium, and a new baseball field in that just behind Workman. It's on schedule, on time, right now, on project. We are spending about 15.5 from our general fund. The additional 6.5 million is coming from our proceeds of sale. Remember we sold 2 properties? Yes. So those funding of proceeds from the sale is funding $6.5 million gap for Workman High School project. It will bring all the high schools in equity because all the 4 high schools will have football stadium, although they have different school population enrollment. Sale of surplus properties, we sold the 2 properties as we said. We received about $39.5 million net. So the net receipt after all the closing costs, legal costs, and the adjustments, the broker fees, we received about $39.6 million. So far, the board has allocated about $6 million or $7 million for the Workman High School, $4 and $6.5 million for Workman High School Stadium. Los Altos High Schools, it's not far from here. It's just a couple of blocks out. The press box on the home side, if you have it in Los Altos, that was not built to code. It's a safety issue, it can fall. So we have basically locked out everyone from that press box. We need to go and what we call rehab the press box. And the ADA on the home side, ADA is American Disabilities Act. The home side bleachers are not ADA compliant. To remedy that, it's going to cost about $5.25 million. We are spending $750,000 from general fund and about $4.5 million from the proceeds of sale. So we sold the 2 properties, $4.5 million will go for the rehabbing, the Los Altos High School press box. La Puente High School shade structure. Remember, we built the pool and the kitchen, but there is a significant large quad area where the students don't have any shade. They don't. They eat their lunches, so we are building the shade structure there. Construction, has it started yet, or it's next week?
Not yet.
Okay, so March 30, so in a couple of weeks, you will see the shade structure, start construction. It will be done over 3 or 4 months period. Beautiful fabric fixed shade structure. Matches the orange and the black color of Workman, built up the school spirit. That's La Puente.
La Puente, it's orange and black. Don't confuse Workman with La Puente.
Hey!
Yes, thank you. Yes, don't confuse La Puente with Workman. Please don't.
Okay, I'm getting up in the age, my computer, so I forget the school, but La Puente High School, you know.
They're orange and black.
Orange and black. Wilson High School, kitchen. We got a significant grant from CDE on kitchen infrastructure. Okay? This is the first time I'm excited that school districts are allowed to have dishwasher in the kitchen.
Oh, nice.
Never in the history of school district we had dishwasher in the kitchen. Okay? So our state is funding substantial about $1.5 million of kitchen infrastructure, and we are investing about $5 million to redo the Wilson High School kitchen. That kitchen is again a rehab. It's in very bad, poor condition. That's one of the schools that have about 1,450 kids. As I said, about 1,000 kids served in half an hour. We want to provide fresh salad bars, scratch cooking in that service, so that school deserves $5 million. That reserve that has about $23 million still uncommitted from the sale proceeds, and is the discretion of the board as to how to fund or how to use that fund. That fund can be only used for capital facilities project, not day-to-day operations. So I cannot use it for maintenance, utilities, or people, hiring people, or payroll or salaries. It can be only used for capital facilities. With that, I'm on the end, and then I'll open it up for questions.